Hi, welcome to the Tennis Psychology Podcast. I'm Dr. Patrick Cohn of Peak Performance Sports. I'm back with another series for tennis players to help you improve your service game and return of service. We're going to start talking about between point routines, service routines, and also return of service routines. You're watching the Tennis Psychology Podcast. So back in the late 80s, early 90s, I did my doctoral research on routines, specifically pre-shot routines. And what I found out by doing routines is they're extremely important. Having a consistent routine when you step up to the service line is absolutely important. Let's start with what is a service routine? Well, for those of you that just bounce the ball, step up there and hit your serve without thinking about what you want to do with a point, without thinking about what you want to do with your serve, that's really not a routine. You might think of it as a routine, the ball bounce, the ball toss, your actual stroke, but that's not a routine in my mind. A routine is going to get you both mentally and physically prepared to execute that serve or return of serve. So what's included in that routine? Well, a routine has several parts of it. I like to break it down into the between point, pre-point, and then the actual execution of the serve. The between point routine is when you're trying to let go of that last point and not bring the monkey on your back to the next point. In other words, you want a free and a clear mind when you step up to the service line. You don't want to be thinking about that last double fault. You don't want to be thinking about your opponent just hit a winner on you and how upset you are with that. That's not going to help you. You need 100% focus on that next point. Next, you have to plan and program the serve. Planning and programming the serve basically means you're going to do some decision making, and also you might visualize the serve, but you got to decide on what type of serve you're going to hit, and then maybe visualize or feel it, depending on what type of learner you are. Not everybody's a pure visualizer in that sense, so there's other options that you can do. The next is the actual execution when you go into your ball toss and your actual service motion. Now, those are some of the elements of a service routine. Later in this series, I'll talk about the elements of a return of service routine because it's going to vary a little bit. Now, you want a consistent routine that's going to help you, one, focus on the process. Number two, have confidence or belief that you can execute that serve. And number three, trust in the skills that you have that day, which basically means you have to trust in the serve action you have that day. So if you're thinking a lot about your serve technique, your serve motion, your action, probably not the best for matches. Great for practice and working with an instructor, but it's not the best at match time when it's time to really trust in what you've trained, trust in your repetition. More on that later in this series. But for now, please like this video, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. In addition, we have a lot of great resources. You can jump over to sportspsychologytennis.com or the mothership at peaksports.com. We have free ebooks. We have a lot of programs, audio and workbook programs. We do one-on-one coaching with junior all the way up to professional athletes, up to senior players as well. So you can contact us at peaksports.com if that's of interest. But for articles, podcasts, videos, you can jump over to sportspsychologytennis.com. Thanks for watching.